But still, the most important thing of wave riding is timing between your kite and your board. We discussed a bit with some surfers. Kiteboarding in surf adds the third dimension into surfing, which is the height, and to be able to control where you want to position yourself on the wave with the help of a kite. Which means normally the tracks that you look at when you're surfing is something that you have to learn through many years of practice, because it doesn't matter of the size of the waves or how the waves are. A good surfer is going to be the one that has the best track, that designs the best lines on the wave face. And by having timing experience, which means you know the timing, it's essential to actually be able to track those to create those tracks on the wave. And by kite surfing in waves, you're able to actually not only look at those tracks for the first time, thanks to the fact of having such a responsive and easy kite to use when you're wave riding, but also to think about adding the third dimension, which is basically air time. So when you do aerials on a surfboard, normally you cannot really know where you're going to be landing. With the help of a kite, when you do aerials, you always can be looking at, in that split second, you can know where you land. So that's the beauty of kiteboarding in surf. It adds the third dimension, which is height and control in the air. But still, when you're riding the wave, when you position yourself and you're looking at the shoulder or the peak or whatever the wave right in front of you, with a kite that helps you foresee where your next second you're going to be on the wave and where your kite is going to be, that's really the key point. Because normally if you're an experienced surfer or kiteboarding in surf, you pretty much can see how much is the delay when you send the kite is going to be. So okay, I send the kite now and then start to turn, send the kite now, start to do the off the lip. With this kite, you reduce that sending time, I would say by 50% at least. And that was the biggest improvement that for all the surfers that are wanting to go kiting. Wow, you really can forget about your kite, because it's almost still you almost initiate your bottom turn, and at the same time you can really start to send the bar. Mostly like before with Obsession kite, for example, with the Passion kite, you have to send the bar like that 1-2 seconds before doing the bottom turn. And when you're in the bottom turn, you have to send the bar to the off the lip side, and then sometimes it's a bit offset. So the great thing about the religion is that really the timing is closer to where you actually want to be. It's like using a wave sail. Being a windsurfer, I really find it very instinctive to be able to use this bar as I use the bar of the boom when I windsurf. I start the bottom turn while I'm having the bar on my hand, so I don't need to anticipate that so much. It was like really, it's very instinctive, let's say. So that's the first important feature. And once you learn about the timing of setting the kite in the air, the other thing is actually that the religion kite does is that it sits in the lower part of the window when, for example, you have perfect side-shore conditions, you really don't move the kite. Just because the kite is there, you just concentrate on your wave sailing. So this is really the other feature which the religion really brought up, a massive improvement compared to the other kites. Normally when the kite is low and tends to go in the window, you lose the power. You lose, the possibility actually you lose the speed basically. And with this kite, by being there, it keeps like that little constant pull that allows you to actually keep going up to the sections.
La cosa più difficile è stato quello di fare un kite molto veloce e che però non produce potenza nel momento in cui gira.
The toughest part, the toughest challenge in creating the religious setting was to create a kite that is so fast, but when you change position from turning to this side and goes in the window, doesn't create lift. Because that's the problem with most of the kites. When you turn the kite and you go off the lip, the kite just pulls you and puts you out of the water or just takes you out. With this religion kite, you just go, you send the kite this way, boom, it's very neutral. You do your turns, you keep continuing and
È stato il mio incubo, perché lui mi chiedeva un kite veloce, facevamo il kite veloce, però poi quando andava...
That was his nightmare there. When we were trying to develop the kite with ABel already last summer, the end of last